were to tell me that they saw a mermaid, I would believe them. Yo, JJ, you won't believe what I saw today. I saw a mermaid. I swear I saw a mermaid. I swear. Okay, chill, I believe you. That's it. No convincing needed. Reality is just a social construct, and who knows the mysteries and secrets these oceans hide. Okay, you're being weird again. They do say whatever exists on land has a brother or sister in the ocean, right? Who knows, maybe 2020 will be the year we get to see the mermaids since the whale seems to be getting thinner and all. Wait, I don't wish that, I take it back. Humans exploit everything. Everything. Mermaids have been one of the most beloved magical creatures, especially amongst children. Let's face it, adults too. Even I remember being mesmerized and captivated by these magical creatures from the cartoons and movies I used to watch back then. Childhood, right? But little did I know the grim and dark tales behind them. In Anderson's version of The Little Mermaid, the young mermaid gets her tongue cut out, gets burnt hard by the prince when he chooses another woman, and eventually dissolves into sea foam instead of saving her own life by ritualistically stabbing the said prince through the heart and bathing in his blood. Starbucks, why did you choose this logo though? We shall talk about that later. So I remember what broke this pretty little picture of mermaids for me. It was the mermaids from the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger's Tide. They did a pretty good job with the depiction of mermaids though. So let's begin by looking at some of the alleged mermaid sightings and discoveries. Mermaid fever swept through Israel's beach town of Kirvat Yam when dozens of people reported mermaid sightings. They claim they saw this half mermaid, half fish like creature jumping up and doing tricks like a dolphin and disappearing. Even many fishermen were claiming that they saw this creature come up to their boat and disappear. In one of the early reports, a guy states that he was on the beach with his friends when they saw a woman lying on the sand in a weird way. At first, they thought it's just another regular sunbather, but when they try to approach the girl, she jumps into the water and disappears. And they were shocked to see that she had a tail. This man claims that the mermaid was flirtatious with him. Apparently, he was just chilling in the sea when he felt two hands separating his legs. When he looks down, he sees this mermaid passing between his legs. Saucy. All these claims led the mayor to place a reward of $1 million if anyone could come forward with actual evidence of this extraordinary sighting.
By the way, I got a letter threatening me of suing me in the International Court of Justice for risking the mermaid with this reward from an association of the mermaids in Brooklyn in Coney Island.
I'm going to insert a footage of one such mermaid sightings caught on camera in Israel.
Yeah, man, this is cool. Got a seal on the rock down there? That thing? Yeah. That's a weird looking seal, man. Are you filming this? Yeah. How do you, where's the zoom on this? Yeah, it's that button. Oh, there, I got it. It's a seal, man. What is that? Oh my God! What is that? Did you get that? Tell me you got that. Did you see that? What? That is not a seal, man. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I want to believe that, but the dialogues between these two men seem so fake. When Animal Planet aired Mermaids the Body Found, a science fiction styled as a documentary, they got a lot of backlash from the media and was under public scrutiny. What enraged the media and the public was the deceptive nature of this documentary. The showrunners never let on until the end credits that the video is actually a CG enhanced dramatization and the scientists are paid actors. Documentary makes it look like the NOAA were actively hiding the existence of mermaid from the public, and few dedicated scientists who are hunted and harassed by the government agents were fighting to expose the truth to the public. At one point in the documentary, they even show security footage of men in black removing the evidence from the lab. All this led to people claiming that the NOAA was hiding evidence about the existence of mermaids. The NOAA was so overwhelmed with all these complaints that they had to release their own press release declaring that the mermaids were not real and there was no evidence to support it. So what do you guys think? Did the show do this to capitalize their ratings, or they had to add in all these embellished fabrication as a safety measure? Speaking of cover-ups, in the next story, a couple was walking through a wooded lot that ran adjacent to a river that connects to a nearby ocean. They came across men in lab coats walking towards the water with a stretcher and carrying what appears to be lab equipment. They thought this was strange and started filming it. They saw the men put a large animal on the stretcher. The couple caught a glimpse of what it was, and it appeared to have a strange mermaid-like tail. The men covered it with blanket and took it to the nearby truck and just took off. The whole situation seemed spooky. Photos and videos of this grotesque looking creature went viral, claiming that the fisherman in Vishakhapatnam, India had caught what appears to be a mermaid. This was later claimed to be a hoax, and the mermaid was actually an art sculpture made from wood and fiber, and it had a motor to stimulate the breathing. If this is true, whoever did this has a morbid sense of humor. Archaeologists of southwest coast of South Africa have excavated skeletal remains of what seems to be a breakthrough discovery and evidence for the existence of aquatic humanoids. Upon further inspection, they did find several species of them. Yeah, they ain't cute. Mermaids appear in many folklore worldwide. In folklore, mermaids were often associated with misfortune. They are said to have no soul. They hide away their soul in objects just like Voldemort's Horcruxes. So you destroy the Horcrux, the mermaid dies. I gathered a lot of information regarding mermaid lores, but I'm just going to talk about few topics because I don't think I can crunch all that info on this video. Also, I don't want to, okay? Let's begin with the Blue Men of Minch. The strait between the islands of Lewis and Isles in Scotland was known in the 19th century as the Stream of the Blue Men because it was said to be inhabited by a strange group of creatures. The Blue Men of the Minch, also called as the Storm Kelpies, were said to occasionally prey on sailors making the crossing. You know, your regular neighborhood gangsters summoning storms, sinking ships and drowning sailors. They say that this mystical creature would have been a part of a fallen angel that split into three. The first became ground-dwelling fairies, the second evolved to become sea-dwelling blue men, and the remainder became the merry dancers of the northern lights in the sky. The Blue Men of the Minch are said to have this distinctive green beards and hair and also an exceptionally strong physique. Some historical recordings say that they lived underwater in the caves in a clan system. Generations of folklore say that they can only be beaten by making sure that the last word is achieved in a rhyming duel. It is said that many a captain has escaped disaster on the sea just by the sharpness of his tongue, while those less fortunate are left to perish in the cold and raging water common to the region. However, innocent fishermen who has done nothing to enrage the storm kelpies will be allowed safe passage through the area. The locals also partake in traditions like pouring ale into the water to encourage the blue men to leave seaweed on the beach as fertilizers. Mummy water is a deity that has existed in Africa for as long as African culture and history can recollect. Even the Mesopotamian myths talk about this great water goddess. This half fish and half female water spirit is highly respected, feared, and worshipped, presenting a balance between the dark, divine, mysterious, and angelic existence. She is said to have the ability to transform wholly into a fish or a human as per her will. Strikingly beautiful goddess is said to provide spiritual and material healing to her worshippers. She is the protector of the water bodies, and till today many traditional groups in Africa do not go to the beach or fish on certain days in order to provide peace to the water deity's home. The deity is said to possess evil as much as she possesses good. Many men have been said to be captured by the deity for her own sexual satisfaction. Sometimes the men are left lifeless to be buried by the living, or the bodies are never found. And if the women bestowed with beauty were flexing too hard, they were left barren or without a man until they compensate the deity. In Nigerian traditions, Mami Wata seduces men and reveals herself to him after sexual intimacy. The man is made to swear faithfulness to the deity or die. The deity is also said to have terrible temper and jealousy issues, which often led to the death of many. She is also said to have capsized many slave ships that do not make it to their western destination, especially during the abolition of the slave trade. In Chile, the mythical king of the sea was called Milalovo. He was unfortunately a product of a human mother and a sea lion father. Milalovo married a human woman, and they had one son named Pincoy and two daughters named Sirena and Pincoya. Sailors remember seeing the merman Pincoy when they were lost out at the sea, and he helped to bring them back to shore. His sister Pincoya had long blonde hair and blue eyes. The stories describe her as being the most beautiful woman in the world. She sits on the rock and dances, and if she faces towards the sea, it means that the fisherman will find a lot of fish that year. And if she faces the shore, it means that they will struggle to find food. Like any other ancient royal families, they didn't have many options when it came to continuing their mermaid gene pool. So, Pincoy and Pincoya are also husband and wife. According to one account from 1632, Pincoya was spotted emerging from the sea holding a baby. You will probably recognize the name Triton as Ariel's father from The Little Mermaid. Disney borrowed this character from the Greek mythology of the god of Lake Tritonus. Triton was the son of Poseidon, and he carried a conch shell which he could use as a horn as well as his magic trident. According to the legends, when sailors got lost, Triton would create a plot of land to help them, which is now called the island of Terra. The sailors were able to rest while Triton explained to them how to get back to the open sea. Of course, all accounts of Triton weren't positive. When cattle would go missing or when storm killed sailors at the sea, many assumed Triton was to blame. People knew that they wouldn't stand a chance if they tried to go head to head with a god, so the best they could do to appease him was to leave a chalice of wine for him at the shore as a sign of peace offering. In contrast to the Western depiction of a mermaid, the Japanese version of mermaid Ningyo is often portrayed as a creature with the top half of a monkey and the bottom half of a fish. There is also a type of Ningyo called the Amabi, which is said to have a beak of a bird and is covered from neck down with scales. In one story recorded in the 19th century, an Amabi is said to have appeared and prophesied both good harvest and the plague. They also believed that the Ningayos could cry tears of pearls. The most well-known belief of the Ningayos' superpower is that by eating their flesh, one is able to live an eternal life, or at least have an extremely long lifespan. One of the famous stories associated with their magical power is that of the 800-year-old nun. In this story, a fisherman who caught a Ningayo decides to invite his friends over for a meal and feed them with mermaid flesh. His friends guessed the source of meat and didn't eat it. By chance, the fisherman's youngest daughter ate the meat. She stopped growing at the age of 15 and eventually became a nun, wandering about until her death at the age of 800. Today, the bones of a 13th century Nyogo are on display at Ryuhyuji Temple at Fukuoka. According to the legends, the mermaid first appeared to Prince Shotoku at Lake Biwa. As the creature was about to die, it told the prince how it became such a creature. Apparently, Apparently, the mermaid was once a fisherman who trespassed to fish in protected waters and now, as a punishment, transformed into this hideous creature. Having learnt his lesson and also wanting to be an example after his death, Creature requested the prince to found a shrine where his preserved remains can be displayed so that all who viewed the remains are reminded of the sanctity of life. There is a possibility that this Nyogo is the earliest specimens of the mermaid created by the Japanese, the most famous of which is the Fiji mermaid, which is believed to have been created around the early 1800s by a Japanese fisherman. In the 18th and 19th century Edo, which is now Tokyo, Saisho carnivals were widely popular with a blend of attractions which was believed to bring good luck, fortune and health to the audience. One attraction commonly featured at the shows were the mermaids. The art of creating 4 mermaids was perfected by the fishermen and often involved stitching the head and upper body of a monkey into the bodies of fish. So these alleged mermaid remains in the shrines and temples around Japan could have been these 4 mermaids created by these fishermen. Melusine or Melusina, a figure of European folklore, is a female spirit of water in a sacred spring or river. Melusine wasn't always a serpent or mermaid-like creature. Apparently her mother cursed her or something. So flashback, it all started when King Elinas, a mortal man, and Presina, a fully fledged fairy, met at the Fountain of Thirst and fell madly in love with her. He then asked her for her hand in marriage. Presina agreed to marry the king under one condition, that he is not allowed to enter the chamber during or after her child's birth. Shortly after marriage, she became pregnant with triplets and gave birth to 3 daughters, Melusina, Plantaina and Melior. Curiosity got the best of the king after his eldest son from his previous marriage insisted that he go in and see the newborn babies and the mother. Presina was so disappointed with the king for breaking his promise that she took her triplets and ran away off to a hidden island called Cephalonia. Fast forward to when the girls are teenagers. She tells them about the promise their father broke, and Melusine, upon hearing this, decides to take revenge upon her father. Her plan was to kidnap him and imprison him inside of a mountain with the help of her sisters. When Presina found out about this, she didn't take it so well. So as a punishment, she curses Melusine that she will become a half serpentine or a half fish-like creature on every Saturday for the rest of her life. So Melusine goes on to live in the forest until she meets Raymond. Raymond was tormented by his uncle's accidental death by his hands during a boar hunt. Melusine convinces him that it was all going to be okay and she's going to help him obtain wealth, power and riches, and also advised him as to how to go about explaining the death to the family. Raymond was so pleased with her that he asked her hand for marriage. She agrees on one condition, that he cannot see her in her chambers on Saturdays. Raymond was bestowed with power and wealth. The couple had at least 10 children and some of them had deformities. As time passed by, Raymond became curious about Melusine's Saturday activities. His family questioned him as to why his wife wouldn't attend mass at their cathedral. Raymond began to become suspicious, thinking she was cheating on him. This is when he decides to peep through the keyhole. He sees her bathing, looking beautiful as ever, waist up. But waist down, she had a fish or serpent-like body splashing water around. He kept this as a secret till his son Geoffrey burned down the church. He felt that Geoffrey was a bad soul and must have inherited it from his wife. Melusine was so mad that her husband knew her secret and also announced it to everyone. Some stories say that she turned into a dragon and flew away, and others say that she jumped out of the window in her fish-like state and swam away into the river. Some stories portray her as a bad omen. For if you saw her flying around crying, that means there's an impending death on the land. So the original Starbucks founders used the logo of Melusine or the two-tailed siren from the Greek mythology to lure coffee lovers around the world, just like the sirens lured the sailors into their doom. There are many conspiracy theories regarding their logo. The most popular conspiracy theory is that it's a symbol of Illuminati, that they have been placing satanic symbols everywhere. Some even interpret the logo inverted is actually the devil.